As you're aware, I would like to show you the QuickBooks point of sale, kind of take you through the process. It does work for multiple stores. I'm aware that you have 3 stores, but you're only looking to put 2 on here. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And was I told correctly when I was told that you're a pet store?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So I want to kind of tailor it to what your needs are. So when we first set up the QuickBooks point of sale, what we'll do is we'll schedule you some time with a trainer, and you and that trainer will get to know each other quite well, and they will kind of walk you through the process and help you set everything up, give you little tidbits, little hints on things that you can do to make your life a little easier. But the system really is pretty self-explanatory. We have a lot of people that do teach themselves and, you know, feel fairly comfortable with what they've done. So, but we will set you up with a trainer, and they'll get the system set up to work for your needs. There's a series of preferences that you'll go through that will set your system up to work the way you want it to work versus, say, the clothing store down the street.
Alrighty.
So the first thing that we always start off with after we've set up the preferences is go and we set up your department list. So I have a few things in here already that aren't really relatable to your store, so I'm going to add in a couple of departments.
Okay.
Set up a dog food, a cat food. Now, the department structure is important because every item that you add into the inventory has to belong to a department. It is a required field. So we like to work on the department first and get that kind of fine-tuned the way that you're going to need it to work.
Of course.
Not only is a required field in the inventory, but you'll find in the long run the departments really become a key factor in the way that you run your report. Compare dog food to cat food, if that, you know, if you want to compare the two sales-wise or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, after entering in the departments, we also set up the vendors. Now, this can be done manually or it can be done through an import of a spreadsheet. So, vendor here. Save that. Really that simple to add in a new vendor. Like I said, if you have a list of all of your vendors with their contact information in a spreadsheet, we can import that in and save you a little data entry time.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the inventory. Now, I entered in apparel, but I'm going to go ahead and add in what would be typical for you to enter in, and that would be some dog food. So I'm going to, we'll just put in here that it's Nutro dry chicken kibbles, something like that, okay?
Okay.
I would assign it to the department that I want it to go in. I can give it a more explicit description here if I choose to, but I do not have to. Okay. I can enter in the size of the packaging, but there is going to be a quicker way to get all of your sizes in there all at once. And I want to show you this way instead. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and choose my vendor over here. And then I'm going to come in here to the style entry. Now, the style entry is what you're going to use anytime the item name, the department, and the vendor are all the same. Doesn't matter what bag we're talking about. You know, they come in the 15-pound, the 20-pound, the 25-pound, the 50-pound, but they're all the fried chicken kibble, okay, from Nutro in the dog food. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here to the style view and save what I've done already. And I'm going to actually enter in my different sizes right here along the side. So I'll put in 10 pounds, put in my 15, and change that. Go ahead and put in my 15 pounds. 20 pound, pound, 5 pound, okay? Now, if I carry this in different formulas, say I had it in puppy, I had it in adult, and I had it in senior, I could also do that here along the top.
Okay.
Spell correctly. So I'm going to do adult. Okay, and so basically what I would do is I would put a 0 in each size and formula that I'm going to carry. So if I'm going to carry the 10 pound in all 3 sizes, I have the 0 there. I'm going to enter over and put a 0 here, and I'm going to put a 0 here. That's going to create a line for the puppy 10 pound, the adult 10 pound, and the senior 10 pound.
Okay.
And I'm going to repeat that process again with the 15 pound and the 20 until all my sizes have been dealt with. Now,
Okay.
by doing it this way, when I save this, it's going to create 12 lines of inventory for me. So you'll
All
see
right.
that now I can see I carry it in the puppy, adult, and senior in the 10 pound, the same in the 15, same in the 20, same in the 25 pound.
Okay.
Now, obviously, the price of the 10 pound is going to be different than the price of the 25 pound. So that's where I can actually enter in my different prices. So all the 10 pounds are the same. My 15 pounds go up a bit. My 25 is a little bit more. And then the 25 pounds, just a little bit more.
Okie dokie.
So a matter of 4 or 5 minutes to enter in that entire line of dog food.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay? That anything that we can make the style entry work for, we most definitely will, because of the ease and the amount that you're able to enter all at the same time.
Okay.
Okay? Now, dog treats, dog toys, things like that, they're very unique. Even though Kong may make different size Kongs, they're all an individual product number, they're all individually priced. Those we would just simply click on add, and we would enter in all of the information pertinent to that individual item.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't use the style entry as much for the toys as we would the food.
Okay.
Because the food comes in different sizes, and that's kind of the key there. If it comes in different sizes or different formulas, that's usually your key indicator that you're going to be able to enter it as a style.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Okay.
once the inventory is entered in there, I'm going to go back to the home screen. The way that things are going to move forward is as you place orders with your vendors, you're going to come in here to purchase order, and you're going to actually create the purchase order. And if it is the first time you've ever ordered that product, you actually have the ability to enter in new items at the same time that you're making the purchase order.
Awesome. That's
So
great.
I'm neutral right here. Okay. Now, if I want to type in and get all the chicken kibbles, I can just choose them from my existing inventory and change the quantity I'm ordering.
Okay.
Okay. If the item already exists, I just have to find it and put it on my order. If it's a brand new item, though, I can come down here to find items and tell it I need to add a new item that I've never ordered before. And I know I want to do this as a style, so I'm going to go to the Edit Attribute Style, and I'm going to enter in another one from Neutro. I'm going to put the name in there. We'll call it Neutro Lamb Formula. I come over here to the price. That I'm going to put in the lowest price that I'm going to charge, because obviously my different sizes are different prices. So I'm going to enter in the lowest retail price and what I pay my vendor for it.
Okay.
So let's just say I do $7.50. And as long as we're playing around, we might as well get a decent margin in there. Okay? You'll notice down here, we have the same grid type of format that we had when we were in the item list. The nice thing here is I can actually pre-create the different templates that I want to use by simply putting in here 10 pound to 50 pound, okay? And then I just pre-create it something like that, and then I could do the same thing here, do the puppy, the adult, and the senior. Let's add in weight control. Okay, something like that. Okay, I save that. Well, this is the one that I want to use for the item that I'm entering in. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the selected template, and then in this grid, if you're doing it through the purchase order, you're going to actually enter in the quantities that you're ordering of each size. So I'm going to order 10 of the puppy, 10 of the puppy, 10 of the 15 pounds, 10 of this, all the way across. But of the adult, because I sell more of that, maybe I order 20 of each one.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it is creating these line items at the same time that it's placing them on my order.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I wanted this one right here that I put a 0 in. I want to create the 10 pounds for the weight control, but I'm not going to order any this time. So I put a 0 there so it knows to create that line item, but it also knows that I'm not ordering it this time.
Okay.
So that way it's there with the rest of the group, but I'm not actually ordering it this time. Once I'm done with my data entry, I click on Save and Select, and then I just generally will take this one out so it doesn't confuse anybody, and I fix my cost and my price.
Okay.
When I'm all done with my purchase order, I can save this and then go into my PO list and email that to my vendor so they get it immediately. And then I know my work is done. Until that product shows up, I've ordered what I need to order, and I can move on to other things.
All righty.
Okay? Any questions so far?
Nope. Pretty clear.
Okay, good, good. So the order arrives a few days later, and you'll notice right here we have an icon that says receiving voucher with the little delivery truck. Okay? This is how you're going to receive in that product.
All righty.
So I can click on the little truck there and tell it I made a PO that I want to receive from. Now, you do have the ability to receive without a PO. It just makes your life a little easier if you have one. Okay? So it will list all of the POs that you have outstanding product that you're waiting for. You can narrow it down, though, to just the one vendor that you want to see, and then choose the PO that you're actually receiving against today. Okay? Now, there's a couple of ways that you can deal with it. I tend to click on the Receive All Due, and then I'll remove all the items that I didn't get or change the quantities.
Okay.
You can also select items to receive where you're going to fill in the quantity you received right here. Okay?
Okay.
Open this up a little bit. This way you can see how many are due and how many you actually received. So let's just say I only got 7 of each of these. Keep it simple. Okay. And then once I click on continue, it brings those items with those quantities over to my receiving document. Now, if you are fortunate enough to have the invoice at the time of receiving, there is a way for you to track any discounts you may have been given, any freight you may have been charged, or any fees you may have been charged. So I'm just going to say that this cost us $100. I will close that. So now I'm going to look at this total down here and make sure that it matches up to my invoice. If it matches to my invoice, I'm going to enter in the invoice number and the invoice date.
Okay.
This is the indicator for this document to go over into the accounting side for payment. So know that QuickBooks Point of Sale does link with the QuickBooks accounting software. And by me putting in that invoice number and invoice date, it's going to send it over to the accounting side because now we have the bill and we're ready to pay it. Okay. So once I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and save this. did. So if I go into the item list, there's the chicken kibble that I made, but if I scroll further down, I see the lamb formula, and I can see all the on-hand quantities that I just received in.
Okay.
Now, I can add a column in here that shows if I have any on order still. So I tend to like to put my on order right next to my on hand.
Alrighty.
So I can see I got 7 of these items, but I'm still waiting on 3 of the puppy formula and 13 of the adult and senior. Okay, that means that when that shipment gets sent, I'm going to reference that same purchase order and receive in the rest of those or whatever they send me that particular time. So I'm going to go into the receiving structure, receive from the PO, select the one I want. This time I'm going to do the receive all due. So it brings everything that I'm still waiting on over, and then I can change the quantities if I need to.
Okay.
And then I'd go ahead and I'd save it again and add it into inventory.
All right.
So that's the back office side of things, where you're ordering and creating items and you're receiving items. Now, the part that everybody wants to see is the how do I make this out? How do I make the money? Spending money is easy. The making of the money is a little more involved.
Yeah.
If you choose to, you can track customers if you choose to. I don't happen to have any customers in mind, so I'm going to add in a customer.
Okay.
Okay. So if that's all they want to give you is their first name and last name, that's completely okay. If you're able to get their address or their email or phone number, by all means take it. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and save this, and you'll notice that it puts my name on this receipt. Now, at this point,
Thank you so much.
At this point, I'd come up here to the top and I would start scanning the items that they're buying, scanning either the UPC code that comes on the product or scanning a barcode that you can make out of the system for things that don't come with the UPC code. I can also type in a keyword and then say, oh, it's the adult 25 pound. Okay. I don't have any quantities, so let me type in the lamb, because that one we do have quantities on. So I will say that I'm going to get the pound of the lamb, and you'll see it immediately puts that particular item on there. Normally, I do strongly encourage you to scan the barcode, because it is going to be a lot more accurate than counting a human to pick the right one.
Of course.
So at that point, once everything has been scanned, I'm simply going to tell the computer how they're paying for their purchase today.
Okay.
So one of the most common methods is the credit card, as we're all aware.
Of
now,
course.
you can integrate with Intuit. They do offer merchant services, and they do try to match or beat your current rate if they can.
Okay.
And we do try to encourage you to use the merchant services because it keeps it all tied together rather than
nice.
the problem with the Zon units is a lot of times you get human error. They transpose numbers or they charge for. So we're going to
Ours is separate right now, and we definitely run into things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. The integrated credit cards is definitely a big plus because it doesn't hit the credit card unless it's, you know, it's coming out of the system. It's all tied together. The amount's the same. Everything is the same. And all the cashier has to do is choose the credit card and swipe it.
Okay.
So once the amount due is 0, this sale is done, and you normally would click on Save and Print. That would save this receipt and give the customer a printout of their receipt to go with their merchandise.
Alrighty.
You can also choose just to save only if you prefer.
Okay.
There's also a setting that we can turn on, if you want, that prompts the cashier to email the receipt. Ask the customer, would you rather have a printed receipt or an email receipt? And if they choose email, then that's a good way to get their email address as well.
Cool.
Okay? So Now, obviously, we can, there's a lot of different variations that come up at the point of sale.
Mhm.
So I can give this a discount if I choose to. Excuse me. Okay, and you'll notice that it will show them the original price right here, but they see their discount and the price has gone down by 10%.
Okay.
Okay, that, if we're giving a discount, we want to show that off to the customer. We want them to feel like they're getting a good deal.
Of course.
For their dog food from you versus the other pet store down the way.
Of course.
Okay, if they're paying cash, you simply click on cash. Oh, I have my system set up that if I give a discount, I am required to choose a discount name. So that's what
Okay.
this pop-up is. So I'm going to come up here to my quantity price discount button, and I'm going to tell it the reason for the discount is they have a coupon.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay.
Make sure people aren't just giving away free stuff.
Exactly, and you do have the ability to report on that, so you can
Of
see
course.
how much is given out for each type of discount.
Awesome.
And
Very
the type,
helpful.
types of discounts that are available in this drop-down list is
Mhm.
completely set up by you and your trainer.
All
So
right.
you're not stuck with these. You can make up any one you want.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's
Okay.
no limit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Now when I pay with cash, it won't give me any issues. I'm going to choose the $20 bill because that's how they're paying me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to save it, and it lets me know how much change I owe them.
Okay.
Now, if I'm not paying attention as the cashier, when I go to save this, it's going to pop up and remind them yet again.
There you
Okay.
go. Nice.
This is when the drawer pops open, and this is when I want them to be reminded while that drawer is open, don't forget the $5.35 and change.
Okay.
Okay? So any questions about the point of sale at all? It's pretty
Not at
straight.
all. That is very perfectly simple. Very easy to use, seems so.
That is exactly what we're going for. We want it to
We
be
like
as,
user friendly.
as error-free as we can possibly make it.
Of course.
So,
Awesome.
okay? So anything else that you would like to see, I'm more than happy to show you.
Okay.
Anything in
Couple-
particular. Otherwise, we'll let you get back to work and we'll go from there.
Yeah, a couple questions. We do have a loyalty program. Do you guys have anything like that you could tie, like to people's names and stuff like that?
We do.
The way
actually.
we do ours is every $250 they get $5 in store credit. So essentially
Okay.
it's a dollar per point.
Okay.
And when they reach 250, they get $5, and then 250, 500, 750.
Okay, no problem. Yes, we do have a reward manager. So
Okay.
right here on customers, you come in here and basically you turn it on or you turn it off. So
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and turn mine on, and you set up your purchase threshold. So for you, it'd be $250.
Okay.
Okay. They can earn a dollar amount off or a percentage, but it sounds like yours is off. So we would set this up to be $5.
Mhm.
Okay. You can give it an expiration if your state allows it.
Okay.
Okay. It really depends on the state, but you'll see there's some different options in there.
Okay.
Okay. You also can make it to where that $5 credit is not available until maybe a day or two later. So you can
Okay.
say this one is good as of, January or February 13th.
Okay.
Okay. And maybe not set any end date over here.
Okay.
So, now down below, you can choose to have everybody that you set up as a new customer be enrolled in the program.
Okay.
You can have the cashier prompted to ask the customer if they want to enroll in your program, we can also inform the cashier when they have earned their reward so they can share that information with the customer.
Awesome.
It'll also print on their receipt for the day.
Cool.
Okay?
Perfect.
There is also, you can block the redemption rewards for X number of days after. It kind of goes hand in hand with the date range of
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Okay? But that's the way the rewards program works in QuickBooks.
Awesome.
Okay? So, now, you said you had a couple of questions.
Yeah. Another one. One thing we were looking into, and we haven't done this in the past, but we were interested in maybe selling online, so like an e-commerce type thing. Is there anything that kind of integrates with that? Do y'all have anything like that?
I have Joanne here with me. She's one of our QuickBooks experts, and I'm going to let her address that because she knows better than I do.
Hi, Liz.
Okay. Hi.
So when it comes to online integration, what we do is we refer you to a third party.
Okay.
Because it's, we specialize in the point of sale and maintaining that system. We have a couple of companies that we refer to that specialize in that web platform and integration.
Okay.
One we work with mostly is Shopify.
All right. Yeah.
And I'll be sending you over the proposal, so I'll include his contact information in there if you'd like to reach out to him. There are other platforms that do integrate with it. We've found that Shopify is the most successful at this point.
Okay.
So which is why we refer it.
It's also user-friendly, too.
Perfect. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about them, and so cool. All righty. And you said these connect to other stores, correct?
Correct. What would happen, you'll notice over on the side, we have a store.
Okay.
And so basically, that's how the two stores or the three stores or however many you want to connect up, that's how they share their information with each other.
Okay, perfect.
Okay?
Awesome.
The other thing that I wanted to show you before I let you go is the reporting capability.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
The system is only as good as the reports that you can get out of it, is the bottom line. You don't know what's happening unless you're running reports. So basically they break the reports down into the various categories. So if you're looking for sales reports, as you can tell, there's quite a few different sales reports. If you're looking for customer information, there's quite a few regarding customers. Information about your inventory, what you have on hand, like this activity is probably one of my favorite reports because in one report, look at my on-hand information, my sold information, but I can also add in, I want to see my receiving and my purchasing information.
Okay.
So now I can see how my department is doing all the way across the board.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I actually see, I ordered it, but I haven't received it yet, or I ordered it, it's been received. Now I'm starting to sell through it, but I still have quite a few units left on hand.
All right, cool.
Note too that, and I forgot to point this out to you when we were looking at the inventory, note too that there is the ability to set a reorder point on individual items, so that way you never get below a certain level, that you want to maintain of that particular item, and it will give you a reorder reminder over here.
Alrighty, cool.
Like I'm just saying I have inventory reminders for my new items. So I can go in and look at those reminders and see if, yeah, that's right, I do need to order that again, and go ahead and place my order.
Nice.
As the other thing that I really like about the reports is this dashboard. So the nice thing about the dashboard is you can customize it to hold all of your favorite reports that you'd like to look at throughout the day.
Cool.
So
that's awesome.
You can look at this year, last year, look at how your departments are doing. We've only sold dog food. It doesn't really give us much to look at.
Yeah.
Items.
No, that's nice. The owners would like that. The owners are older, so if you could customize this to see the things they like to see, that way they can just hit one button and see all the stuff they need. That's great.
Absolutely. And you'll notice that with all of these, you have the ability to show the full report. So if they only see the first 2 or 3 items that are bestseller, they can say show the full report and see everything.
Okay, cool.
So that comes in real handy, especially if the owners are into graphs and charts. It's easier for them to see. The dashboard comes in really handy because most of those can be set up with graphs of some sort.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay then. Well, anything else that I can answer for you or show you?
I think that's it. That's pretty pretty simple. It seems like a nice user-friendly thing, and we like that.
Definitely very user-friendly and very simplistic to use, especially at the point of sale. Now, I mentioned that you had 2 stores. How many computers do you have at each of the locations?
Right now we just have one. Well, we have, okay, at one store we just have one. And then at the other store we have one point of sale right now. We have another computer that could be a point of sale, but we just use it for like back office stuff. But this store is growing a lot, so we will probably have 2 point of sales at this one location. Okay.
So know that within each store, the computers you're going to load QuickBooks on, they'll all be networked together. So like the store that has the one point of sale and the computer you use as the back room, you could continue to use it that way. But on really, really busy days, if you wanted to ring up cash sales on that back computer, you most certainly could. Okay. Also have the ability in the inventory to set up what we call a mobile unit. So there is an app that can be downloaded to iPads, iPods, Android machines, whatever, that you can use as a point of sale on those really crazy busy days or on those sale days.
Cool.
Also another option for that situation. Okay?
Perfect.
Okay, then, so Joanne's going to reach out to you and get you some figures and some basics about your configuration based on 2 stores. Okay, 2 point of sales at one and 1 point of sale at the other is what she's going to send you the information on.
Sounds perfect.
Okay, then. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and you have a wonderful day.
Yes, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.